and not experiencing anything. So it is main purpose of this Gita is that how a liberated soul moves around, like in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Krishna says that um, Sita Pragasya Kavasa, Sita Sita Dekim, Sita Bhajeto Kim, how they walk, how they talk, how they see, how they. That was the point of discussion. So it is only similarly, but what we can learn reading this high philosophy, Jivanmukti. I am not a Jivanmukti. What about the hearing about Jivanmukti? There is a billionaire. Billionaires walk this way, billionaires think this way, billionaires eat that way. He's hearing that I am a poor guy. What is the meaning of that? But in spiritual life, what the billionaires do in spiritual life, we should have to follow their path, imbibe those qualities. They have already attained that qualities because of their direct perception of the supreme reality. But we can follow their footsteps, how they walk, how they think, how they detach. If we can learn little bit in our life, then gradually it will unfold in our life. It is a path. What is the natural state of a Jivan Mukta should be the inspiring path for a student in the path of Jivanmukti. So that should be the purpose of reading this book. Otherwise, it is high-sounding word, which we cannot relate mostly because we are in one level, and the Jivanmukti leaves after what we call Vijnana, the Vijnana philosophy. Vijnanabad, our big topic of present day, where we think about Sad Ramakrishna's philosophy as Vijnana, seeing the divine, nothing but divine, everywhere divine, no? But it is, for us, some few words, for them it is a big experience. So they see the divine, they feel the divine with eyes open. Huh? With eyes closed, you can see. That's why Ramakrishna said, God is there when you, with your eyes closed, meditation in samadhi. But God is gone when you come down from that state. No? With eyes open, it becomes the world. And then after in samadhi, one is in perfect bliss. So is that it is incomplete. Knowledge is incomplete. Knowledge should be with closing the eyes, experiencing that, with eyes open, seeing the same reality. That means no separation of experience. That's the highest experience. So we have read the last time verse number that Jagrat Sapna Susiptincha Turiyo Avastitang Sada Sohang Mano Biliyeto Jivan Mukta Sauchate. Three states, Jagrat, Swapna, and Susupti, waking, dream, and dreamless sleep. These three states only imagined. There is no three state, but is only imagined. Imagine where? In the Paramatma, in the supreme reality. These three states, that's why it's called the Turiya. Turiya means that is the Turiya state where it's a state, but it is, we cannot say it is a state, it is. So that means on Brahman, this Jagra, Samna, Susupti are all imagined. So similarly, Atman, the real self, is beyond the three states, Jagrat, Samna, Susupti. That's called the Chaturtam Turiyam Itimannante. Mandukya Upanishad says the fourth state is the Turiyam Chaturtham. It is Avasthatrayo or Tito. So Atma, this Atma, Jivatma, is staying in the three states rotating, but a real Atma is beyond the three states. Therefore, then what remains that I am, who am I? I am that Brahman. Because Jagrat, Sapna, Susupti, these are all imagined in that same consciousness. And that those three states are gone, what remains? I remain, and I and the Atman. So I and Atman are no more different because there is I is created when these three states are functioning. You are in the Jagrut. Who is saying I? I am now. In the waking state, this is the Jivatman. In a dream state, also Jivatman. One step. Ah, that's okay. We got it.
Excuse me, Maharaj. This is blinding.
Oh, okay. So, therefore, soayam manobiliyate, that person who can dissolve his mind. Our mind, we talked about the mind in the other class. So the mind, when it is dissolved in that Atman, which is beyond the three states, then who have been successful in dissolving the mind to that state which is beyond the three states, that person you know that he is Jivanmukta. That means mind, uh, when it dissolves, golite to manasi, Astavakra and in other scriptures, beautiful word, golite. Mind, golita means dissolve, liquefy, or it's concrete shape is I see you, this, that is concrete understanding in the mind. Mind when it becomes spiritually purified, what happens? It becomes softer. And that softness comes in such a way ultimately it loses its any uh, sense of separation, it dissolves into the Atman. That's why mana amana bhavanti. Mind becomes amana, beyond mind. Suddha man, Ramakrishna said, Suddha man, pure mind becomes pure Atman and pure consciousness. So they are same. So in the level of that purity, so those sadhakas who have understood that the three states of existence is only is imagine, it is imagination. The states are only imagination. But on the substratum of what? On the substratum of Brahman or Paramatma. This has been experienced that this is imagination, that is the substratum. Then I. Who is that I? I am that Paramatma. Because these are all imagination. In the imagination, the ego, what is functioning, that is standing on the ground of Brahman or the Paramatman. And when the mind, that mind, ego, totally merges into Paramatman, then that person will be called Jivanmukta. They have a mind, but that mind is not binding mind. That mind is pure mind. That mind shows little mind as you are talking, little trace of separation, but that separation is tangible like the glass. Glass, one separation between two things with a glass separation. Clear glass, distinct, as if there is no difference. Like the birds sometimes feel, no? They are pecking on the window and they think that they will go, they see their own image also. Because it is so transparent, but it does not, they can feel that there is not clear passage there. But it's an obstacle, but no obstacle. Obstacle, but they don't understand an obstacle. So that for the Gyani, that state, they see true and true, Brahman everywhere, and that is the Jivan Mukta state. That we read the other time. Today we are reading 20th verse. So aham sthitam jnanamidam snoham sthitam jnanamidam sutram abhitam uttaram sutram abhita uttaram soham brahma nirakaram soham brahma nirakaram jivan mukta sauchate Jivanmukta sauchate. So that I, sthitam, I am resting. I am resting on what? I am resting on Brahman.
What does the last line, Jivan Sutra?
Jivan muktaha
Yeah, what does that mean?
sa uchate. 3 words. Jivan mukta means liberated while in the body. Uchate, he is called to be established, or he is called to be Jivan Mukta. So means that person. That person is called, Uchate means called Jivan Mukta, a liberated soul. So, the who can be that? Again, emphasizing the same idea. So aham, I am that. I am that. This knowledge, if he feels that I am that, not on the body, I am that does not mean I am the body. I am that does not mean I am not the mind. I am that Brahman. If that concept comes, so aham, that me is sthitam. I am established or resting on that Brahman or Paramatma. One who can follow this thread of knowledge. It's a very serious sadhana every day, every moment. Thread is unseen, but thread connects all the flowers. The flowers of our experience. From morning till night we die, we sleep, and till we die, one and or the other, of flowers, meaning the objects, the sense experiences are coming. But that is underlying thread is Jnana Sutra. The mind will say, yes, this experience is because of the thread. What is the thread? A Sutra Manigana Eva, as Bhagavad Gita says. Here thread means Brahman. This underlying thread is Brahman everywhere. All my perception, all my seeing experiences, hearing experiences, smelling experiences, tasting, touching, all the experiences we go, their underlying thread is that consciousness, and that is Brahman. So I am that Ananda, I am that bliss, no? And I am always resting in that. He who is following this thread of knowledge means constant awareness. That's why they are not separated. When you string a garland, the flowers don't disappear or fly away. They are held together. All these experiences one after another coming, if one thinks it is because of the unseen thread of knowledge, that knowledge I am that. If it feels that way connected, and at the end, what? I am that absolute, nameless, formless, absolute Brahman. Nirakaram, I am. Soham Brahma, I am that Brahman. I am that Nirakaram. I am that reality which has no form, no shape. Nirakaram, Jivanmukta Sauchate. He who has known das, that person is called Jivanmukta. So, what does it mean? That whose knowledge is resting on that idea that I am not these 3 states, but I am the ground of that every experience. No, all these experiences are happening because of the consciousness behind. No, so whatever it is, any sense experience, that is actually the experience of that eternal joy or eternal self. That's why Ramakrishna said, Brahmananda, Bhajanananda, Vishayananda. Ananda is the same. When it is percolated through the Vishaya, sense objects, it's called Vishayananda. It is covered so much, you don't see the underlying thread at all. Your eyes are attracted to the experiences outside, the big flowers of different colors and shapes. But who can have developed their spirituality to understand that this is the ground of it, is that unseen Ananda, that Brahman, who can think that way continuously. Vishaya Ananda, in every Vishaya, that's Sri Ramakrishna. Seeing anything material, also, he's going to Samadhi. His mind shoots into the depth of that experience. So that person who is following the process of process of knowledge, that I am that formless absolute Satchidananda. If he has known this way, not thinking like us, but he has known this, experienced this, that person is called Jivanmukti. Meaning, who sees the unseen reality. That means, you can say also, Upanishad says in different areas, that the different ornaments of gold, they are seeing the gold, but not recognizing the gold, only focusing on the ornament design. So when we are seeing the world, we are seeing the design of the world. It is beautiful, it is good, it is bad, I am seeing, feeling, experiencing. But it is you are experiencing Brahman only. If we can get out of this name and form, Vishaya, then it becomes bhajana to Ananda, Brahman. So, in every Vishaya, behind that every objective universe, all the experiences behind that, it is I am that substratum consciousness, and I am that endless, beginningless, that Brahma's substance. You one can understand that person is called Jivanmukta. Now, naturally, all the problem comes because of the mind. We also read this in the Bhagavad today. Here it says, Manaeva, 21st verse, Manaeva Manushyanam, Manaeva Manushyanam, Vedasya Karanam, Vedasya Karanam, Vikalpo Naiva Sankalpo, Vikalpo Naiva Sankalpo, Jivanmukta Sauchate, Jivanmukta Sauchate. So, what makes this difference? We also discussed in other class, is the mind. So long mind is there, mind says, this is good, this is bad, this is beautiful, this is not beautiful, this is good food, it is bad food. Every experience is happening because to the level of mind. So monoeva manushyanam, mind is the cause of separating the things. This is separate from that. And Aveda, no, they are identified. That thought also comes in the mind. Impure mind shows it is divided, all separate. Pure mind shows that they are all connected and it is only one truth. So Bheda, Avedasya Karanam, our experience of diversity and experience of oneness, you experience, mind it to what? Experience. So long you say the experience, there are three things. Experiencer, object to be experienced, and the experiencer, I. I am the person. Some subject is there and some instrumentality is there. Three things necessary. So, Bhedasya Karanam, that means it is separate from this. Who made it? Because of the three. There is an object, separate. I am a subject. And there is some instrument through which I understand this is separate from this. But Avedasya, when mind becomes purified and sees the same gold here, same gold here, same gold here, same animal cookies, same ingredient of the cookies, shapes are different, then that is Aveda. That's also mind is showing.
But Dehatma Buddhi Avedasya is not good.
Huh?
Dehatma Buddhi.
Last trace is that. But when that will dissolve, then it will be Samadhi. But when you say experience, that's why I'm focused on the word experience, that means that is your mind. Otherwise, who will experience? That's why Thakur, when goes to Samadhi, he could not say anything. He said, or comes down, he said, I come down 100 cubic feet or something, and much drop. Then he can utter some word, I will drink water, I will see something. Just put some desire so that the mind is pulled down. So, Abhedasya Karanam, mind is gone. Vedasya Karanam, the experiencer, experienced and the object of experience, three things should be there present. So, my mind is the cause of Veda, the distinction, and Abheda. And it is the cause of duality then. Because still you say it is non-dual. When you are saying non-dual, a little trace of distinction is there. Ramakrishna said, if you have the idea of one, you have the idea of two. If you say it is one, then you have the idea of many. So when one is gone, that's why truth is beyond one, beyond two. Neither one, neither two. It is, that is. How to say that? Nothing. We cannot say anything. That's why silence is the only response to that. There is a story in the Yoga Vasishta that the Baskuli went to his teacher, and then the student asked, Sir, please tell me what is God, what is Brahman like. And the teacher just went silent, didn't say anything. And the second time, after some pause, the student again asked, Sir, please tell me. I am very eager to know what is that Brahman like. And he didn't say anything. The third time when asked, the teacher said, My child, I was teaching you what Brahman is, but you are asking me to say. That means you cannot say anything what is Brahman. If you say something, then you are talking of duality. So this is the point, very important. So we talk, so many scriptures have been written on Brahman, Atman, all these Upanishads are declaring. But these are only Ajnani Janabodhartham. It is for making the ignorant people like us to understand something which we cannot have any grasp. Their experience no one has expressed, can express their experience. Then it is no experience. Experience only done means limitation. There is a separation still. You can experience the infinite ocean. How? You go under the scuba diving and you go under the ocean. And there you can see the ocean vastness and clarity everywhere. But you have a separation. When you die perfectly, then you know how vast is the ocean and how big. Ego should die. So long ego remains, it is not the experience highest. So long the mind, we are talking same. Your mind and ego, the four parts are of the mind, but their functionality only we say it is ego. We call it is intellect. We call it is memory. We call it is mind. But it is the same mind functions in four roles as it were. So here they are emphasizing mind, mind, mind. So then that mind goes beyond Veda and Aveda, distinction and non-distinction. Then one becomes identified mono vikalpo noiva sankalpo. Mind's function is what? Sankalpo vikalpo. Mind says, I'll do this. Next moment I think, no, I should not do that. So mind vacillates between desire to do or not to do, sankalpa, vikalpa, opposite of it. Sankalpa this way, I want to do, I don't want to do. So always this is the function. But sankalpa, vikalpa, naiva. That means mind loses its functionality. As a Brahmin, when he does not do his Brahminic job, we don't call him Brahmin. A teacher, when he does not teach, he's a police officer. Police officer, when in his duty with the robe and other, we call him a police officer. But when he gives up the dress and just, he's an ordinary man. So, police officer is a special expression of taking a particular role. But when you give up that role, that the designation does not function anymore. So here, the sankalpa and vikalpa, this swinging from one idea to another idea, is the function of the mind. So when those vikalpa no eva, there is no vikalpa, there is no sankalpa, then that position, if one can, this mind takes this function, then we don't call him a mind anymore. Mind we call Brahma. So long he vacillates, so long he goes this way, that way. We all our practice, spiritual practice also. What we do? Oh, I don't do this practice, I love to do that practice, I love to go there, I love to meditate here, this is the holy place, this is the unholy place. This is all the play of the mind is going on. But when you sit in one place and mind gets totally dissolved into some divine entity, so you forget the place. Which place you are sitting, it is a temple, or it is under a tree, or you are in a temple going into a church. All these are forgotten because mind stops. So mind, when it gives up his sankalpa and vikalpa, in the mind that is not there, and the mind that is this Jivanmukti state, because mind is the cause of Veda separation and mind is the cause of Aveda experience. But actual experience is beyond Veda and Aveda. 22nd verse. Mano eva vidu pragga, mano eva viduhu pragga, siddha siddhanta eva cha. Siddha asiddha. Anyhow, siddha siddhanta eva cha. Jada dridham tada moksho, yada dridham tada moksho, jivan mukta sa uchyate, jivan mukta sa uchyate. Mono evo vidu pragga. Pragga means pundit, those who are attained to knowledge. There is no other substitute, pragga. The praggaha, those people who have attained to the knowledge of Brahman, this praggaha, tells that mana eva siddha asiddhanta eva cha. Mind is the cause of all directing to the auspicious something, and mind is the cause directing to the inauspicious thoughts, ideas, activities. So pragga viduhu praggaha manoeva vidu siddhanta asiddhanta evacha. Pundits, those who are in wisdom, only they direct that all auspiciousness and the cause of inauspiciousness, the mind, because when jiva, individual, that moment remains in the Satchidananda self, firmly established, that is the point when one will attain liberation. So one will, pragya, you men of wisdom say, that one will attain to the state of moksha or liberation when pragya, siddhanta, Tada moksha. That time they will be attaining the moksha state, a liberation, state of liberation. When na jada dridham, when firmly the mind is established firmly in that condition, that it is not directing, it is not going to the auspicious or inauspicious activity, but they are firmly established in the consciousness, Satchidananda Brahman, then that is the moment one can attain to the state of Brahma moksha. That may attain. And one who has known this, that person is called Jivanmukti. So, what ultimately it comes to the same point. The mind is the cause which leads to all auspiciousness. Mind is the cause, it takes us to the all inauspiciousness. Because the person's mind, so long it works in this way, and by long practice does not move to duality, ultimately gets established in the sameness of the Brahman consciousness, then one will attain to Brahma. That means get out of the vagaries of mind. Entire Rajayoga deals with that, no? All the time mind is rippling, mind is turbulent, mind moves into this subject, that subject. Huh? That's why they say chitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha, control, that vritti is the ripples of the mind. Say, in a different language, this Vedanta is using. The different waves are different thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, auspicious, inauspicious. So first try to stop inauspicious, and then auspicious will remain. But don't get stuck there. Auspicious also stop. Then what will remain? Brahman will remain. Mangal, amangal, what is auspicious, inauspicious. So we have to go beyond both. That's why that is the state of mind when, and not only go there and get established. Tada, those two who, at that stage, those two, the drashta witness, Swarupa Avasthanam. It gets established in its own Swarupa, in its essential divine nature. If that is done, that is the state of moksha, liberation. Liberation is only possible when mind gets settled into that state beyond good and bad, beyond auspicious and inauspicious. For Brahmagyan, there is no auspicious, there is no inauspicious. And that person, when he comes down, we call he a Jivanmukta person. Because, and they lose this duality. They see the duality, but duality does not bother them. It is the example when you see a movie in a very bright lighted room, you cannot enjoy that much intense as you go in a movie hall. Why in the movie hall? Movie hall, they all make it dark. Your total attention is on the screen, and your mind is totally absorbed there. So reality becomes all reality. But when it is in the light, in this TV screen, you are seeing something, a fully lighted room. You can see it is a play going on. You can turn this way, see there. This is all play going on. Play going on. So to be totally intoxicated in world, we should have to make it dark room, tamas. A little light, a little impermanence of this play, and brightest light, and then it will be dazzling light. Then your screen will be faded away. You cannot see what is going on there. That's the dazzling light of the self will come. So that is beyond good, beyond bad. So this is the point. Vedanta is always talking of beyond good, beyond bad, beyond auspicious, beyond unauspicious, and so inauspicious. So that is a state, eternal state. And one who have absorbed or gone into that deep state That person is called the Jivan. Yogabhyasi manah shrestha. Yogabhyasi manah shrestha. Cha antastagi bahirjara. Antastagi bahirjara. Antastagi bahistagi. Antastagi bahistagi. Jivan mukta sauchate. Jivan mukta sauchate. Kali, what is that? Yoga Bhasimono, that mind which is practicing yoga abhasa. What is yoga abhas? As we are talking about, restraining the mind, not stopping its ripples, that practice, that mind is best mind, who is engaged in yoga abhasa. That means what we do. We simply call Guru has given mantra, we try to meditate, that is a yoga abhasa. But it is very intense, they are talking about. Yoga Abhas is the best in the Paramatma. Your Abhasa, you focus your all Abhas to the supreme reality. And then the mind will go wherever, bring it back to the supreme reality. And that mind is called this highest mind, which is which can engage itself into this yoga abhasa in the Paramatma. Because that mind which has given up the separation of the internal, that mind, say, becomes dull. So we have given that mind, we have given up the internal idea, internal and external, that person become like an inanimate object because his mind has stopped functioning. Thakur's mind, when he go to Samadhi, you see that his body has become jada. There is no expression of any life symptom. So, as a result, that is mind of the individual soul enters into the Parabrahma thought, and they are entering into the thought, they penetrate into the truth. And when they come out of that, the same mind penetrates into the object, and going to the object, seeing the same content there, they become perfectly peaceful and joyful. So, and that sometimes they become jara. Jara means inert. In the samadhi state, seeing the object, they penetrate into the one reality, and putting the mind into that reality, they become absorbed. So, outside body becomes jara. So those people who have given they detached from the internal experiences and also given up the external experiences, these are the people, experiences are gone, so they remain in their Brahman state. They are called the Jivanmukta. So what we can do, learn out of it, that means you be yoga abhasa. You do practice yoga abhasa. Whatever your sadhana, spiritual practice, our all sadhanas are boiled down to this thing, that it's distraction of the mind, rambling of the mind, to stop this in the thought of our Ishta Devata. And here you can say Ishta Devata is Brahman, here Atman, the Supreme Self. So this is bringing back into that state of perfection, that is the whole. So that means ultimately all this reading is indicating one thing, that we should have to do practice and treat the mind. Spirituality is treatment of mind. Mere all rituals and forms, sometimes they may help a little bit, but main point is that one have to do practice so that this vagaries of the mind moving here and there, comes back into one consciousness. That is your Ishtadevata, or you can be, you are reading this Jivanmukti, you are Brahman or Paramatma, or the Satchidananda self. So if it is brought like that gradually, then mind will be mindless one day by impure mind turning into pure mind turning into mind beyond mind. If you say pure mind, that means you have a concept of impure mind. So you have to go to a state where you cannot say anything, pure, impure, that state of mind, you cannot dwell in that level. You are beyond that. So that is the Jivanmukti state, is a state of freedom, and that is the goal of life. Jivanmukti Vivek. There is a book where it is said that Jivanmukti Sukha Prapti. Hetave Janmadharitam. We are born in this life to enjoy the Sukha, the happiness, the joy of Jivan Mukti. We'll be looking, walking in the world, moving in the world like a free soul. Jivan, Mukta. Mukta means free. Jivan means when you are breathing, not in samadhi, not a post-mortem, after death samadhi. No, not that. Here, now you are breathing, eating, sleeping, talking. That time you experience while Jivan Mukta, while you are in the life, free. This freedom is the goal of life. Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti, the Sukha, the happiness, the joy, the bliss, Prapti, to attain to that is the goal of life. Jivan Mukti, Sukha Prapti. Hetave, for this reason, Janmadharitam. This body has been taken, no? Atmana Nitya Muktena. There is no meaning. Atman, which is free, will suffer like this, being caught into the trap of body and mind. That is not the goal of life. We are not born here, simply saying, we are not born here to cry and weep and die. But we are born only to attain to that state where you roam in the world with full-fledged peace and joy and your inner strength. With that courage, with that freedom, roam around in the world, remaining fully blissful. Nothing will affect, nothing will touch the soul. So that is the goal of life. So this is the Jivanmukti Viveka. Not Viveka, Jivanmukti Gita. Here ends the 23rd verse of the Jivanmukti Gita. Okay? So you have any question?
Yes.
Not from the floor?
So, Swami, so what is the nature of gunas in Jivanmukta's mind?
Gunas, they go beyond the gunas. What is the nature of the gunas?
So they still have all three gunas?
So long we are in the body, three gunas will be constituent, other body will not be there. So this Gyani will also have the body. Body will want to eat, body's nature. Body will see, body will eat. That's why they behave like us. Ordinary people, that's why they don't recognize. He also eating like us. He also sleeps like us. He also becomes angry like us. With gunas, no? So long the body is functioning, but they are detached. They know it's the body functioning. The only difference is that Jivanmukta and us, we think I am suffering. I am in trouble. They say I am not in trouble. I am ever free. What is problem? Problem is that my body is not allowing. My mind is like, I do nothing, my shirt, my chadar, it's torn. I don't care. If I know I am not. You see, people in Santa Barbara, we have every now and then fire alarm. And then all the announcement comes. Just leave as it is. Just quickly disperse. So what people do? To save their life, they leave everything. All costly, all furniture, everything leave. But so you are free. You are not the house. That's why you can go away, even it is costly furniture. So this costly body, costly mind, costly emotions, costly things is there. But they think it is, I am not that, it is a material of possession matter. I am free. And if I detach, then I save my life. Otherwise, if I stay here, fire will cut me also. So this is the point. We cannot, Gyanis or Organis, knowers of truth or ordinary people, we are all under the spell of three gunas. Only the Gyanis, Jivanmuktas, they know surely that they don't belong to this body and mind. They live in the body and mind, but they are not controlled by the body and mind. We are controlled by the body and mind. My body headache is now, so I'm dysfunctional because I and my headache are one. Or my mind is today devastated. Mind is devastated. I say my mind, but I get so identified with the mind that what is happening is affecting my life. The Brahma Gyanis will also have this, but they will be detached. So here is a question. Meditation on the self, that is Atma Sarupa Dhyanam, is very high level. For us, is it only japa along with rupa and guna dhyana, as we are not properly able to do rupa dhyana, conscious presence of Ishta? Yes, it depends on whatever mood we are. Some may be comfortable with rupa dhyana, lila dhyana. Some may be tattva dhyana. Better our tradition, some suggest that you can take anyone or combine all of them. No, which mood you are, which, then your every mood can be utilized then. This moment you can think of the rupa. You are not comfortable, okay, think that he is the infinite ocean of consciousness. He pervades everywhere. So he is the essence of all reality. Then you can think little bit of Nirakara, Nirguna, Dhyana. But Nirakara, Nirguna, Dhyana, we say, we are always thinking of something else. So we cannot do really meditation on Nirakara, Atman, Brahman. We say all this, but we are not capable of doing that. But we can try. Think like that of ocean, thinking that of like vast sky, like a jar put inside the ocean, inside water or outside water. You can meditate. Ramakrishna said you feel like a big ocean, huge ocean, and you are like a fish swimming freely. Eh, these are some tools in the scriptures we find. Sometimes Ramakrishna said when illumination comes, you will find that it's like fireflies all around. So that type is not really fireflies, but your mind is showing all these levels of it. Our Upanishad, Sheta Upanishad says, if you have this, etani, purusharani, these are signs that you are moving towards the truth gradually. So this is not the Rupa Dhyana. Rupa is there. Fireflies are Rupas, but not like Ramakrishna, not like Mahakali, Durga, Shiva. But some may like condensed form, some may like the divine play. So, main thing is by any means we have to go towards God. How does Jivanmukta see the bound souls when he looks at us? They look at us with compassion and they want to help us. But who wants to get their help? First of all, we don't recognize. And even if they say something, we don't follow. And we consider them to be some mad guys. And Ramakrishna was called the mad guy. How little, or how very few will be able to understand their glories. So they look at us with compassion. The poor guy, you see, one day, one Swami, Raja Maharaj, Brahmananda, One Swami of our order, his name was Bharat Maharaj, Abhayananda. He is a Holy Mother's disciple, but he was a highly accomplished sadhu. So Brahmananda Maharaj one day looking at him says, "Hey, you are doing whole night japa, no? I can look at your face, see what is going on. If you ask me, I can help you. See, they see in others who are sincerely practicing, they become very compassionate. That is the Jivanmukti people seeing our condition. They feel for us, and if one takes surrender, then by their grace, many things, spiritual growth may happen. State beyond existence and non-existence is hard to comprehend. Yes, of course. Is that just the best explanation of Brahman? Since Brahman cannot be described in words. Yes, you can say beyond existence, beyond non-existence, beyond one, beyond two, beyond the experiencer and experienced and experiencing. All it is beyond, beyond. You can say anyway, and that is otherwise you cannot say iti. Vedanta experience should be talked about. What is Brahman? Neti. And neti, Swami Vivekananda says, neti viramo jatha. You go on discarding. Not this. And ultimately you will reach a point which you cannot discard. What remains? That remains. Onions. Peel the onions. Go on peeling up. Then what remains ultimately? Nothing. Or the eternal space. You say nothing, or it is the eternal space. And that was there before. That was now, after peeling up, you understand there is nothing but space. So, we'll have to practice that way. That talk about Brahman always is a negative way, discarding, not this. Okay.
So, similar to that, right? Like how so just similar to the peeling of the onions, right? When you peel off the onions, the space remains in the end. Similar to that, when we sit in meditation, when we peel off, like kind of like get rid of all of the thoughts coming and going and sounds rising and falling in, the awareness that remains. Is that very close, or are we? Isn't that like then you can create a space, right, between what is appearing in your awareness? Is that coming close to what we're talking about here?
Can you clarify? Could you tell the question? I'm not getting it.
So yeah, just like similar to the peeling of the onions. Like you peel off the onions, and as we just mentioned, space is what remains, right, after that. Similar to that, when we are like sitting in meditation, and when you're like when you can hear like we can just stay there in your awareness, and the sounds rise and fall, any sound coming and going, and you let that peel off, sort of.
That you can do, yeah. That can also be.
Is that a good practice?
Anything comes that is not Brahman. If it is that conception is kept in the mind, and one can discard. But better, that more concrete suggestion is Panchakosa Vichara. Peeling up means that is a tested, verified path. But any thought comes, it is not Brahman, it is not Brahman to throw away. That may be one, but many Buddhistic meditation is followed like that path. Vedantic path is that with 5 koshas. They're very useful because I am to analyze this body or not. I am not the body. Peel off that body. What is inside the body? Then you go to the energy body. Prana. Annamaya. Pranamaya. The pranamaya also go. And behind the prana, if you can go, there's mana.
Manamaya.
The mana is not me, because mana is changing, versus I am unchanging. Always keeping these two parallel. One is Brahman side, characteristic of Atman, another is changing nature. So it is time bound, it comes in time, mind sometimes sleeps, sometimes wakes up. So it is all happening, but Atman does not change. So I cannot build up that mind. And buddhi, your understanding about things, objects. Today is one concept. Today science says this, and you say, how science says this, latest research. But today's latest research will be tomorrow something else. So it is not the ultimate. But the Atman, as consciousness, there is no separation. So it is permanent. It does not change with time. It does not change with any condition. So exactly, it is very fine, one layer after another layer and another layer, then the ego layer, and that is the last susupti state analysis. And if we can go deeper and deeper and deeper, but or Viveka Chudamani, you will find that elaborate analysis has been done by Shankar on the Panchakosha. So, that's why some people do that. Not reading the Viveka Chudamani, just chanting and talking. But they take this verse and meditate and contemplate and contemplate and contemplate. So that all these non-essential things are wiped out and the core consciousness, going back to the consciousness. So this is the peeling off. Avasthatraya also another peeling off. I am now in this waking state with this body, with this mind, and in the dream I just peel up, and there's a dream state where there is some other entity. And peel up that, then goes to the deep sleep. And peel up that, but you cannot do that in sleep. Only meditation you can do. It is a conscious movement. Our meditation is a conscious movement towards the infinite.
Yeah, thank you. I think I was talking about probably the Drisya, like a feeling of whatever objects arising.
Yeah, whatever object arising, we can say not this, not this, not this. Our true nature is always known to us. It is not new. Is it right to conclude that one knows Nirvikalpa and Savikalpa Samadhi, although one is not able to point it out? I don't think our true nature is always known to us. I do not think it is true. Do you all know our true nature? I don't remember my true nature. So if we can remember, so our true nature is always known to us. Known to us means intellectual knowledge. We read this Jivanmukti that we know. Is it knowing? It has no ground. This knowing has no meaning. Because if someone gives a stronger ground, a good lawyer comes to diffuse this Jivanmukti philosophy and have a good reasoning more than they have given, then it will be defeated. So it is intellectual knowledge, it is no knowledge. We know means we know to the buddhi, the tool. So that is not knowing. Because of not knowing, we remain the same old guy. That's why we have to do practice. No, we do not know Nirvikalpo, we do not know Savikalpo. Intellectually, we are guessing something. Intellectual guessing is like reading the map of a country and reading the description of that country. And having experience going there and on the ground and walking in that ground, it is called the experience. So I'm hearing about Hawaii from here and seeing the map and description, some figures, some video. As you do more and more, you can get little clarity. But the person who goes to Hawaii and stays there, moves there, and enjoys he can say that I have experience. Others' experience is the intellectual experience. Someone's thought, you are just recapitulating those thoughts. Book has written something, I am recapitulating that. But this is not mine. I have no connection in the heart, no experience in the heart. Second question, how can a householder in this day and age really control the mind and detach? We have constant desires to eat or complete housework and job. Then what do you do? This path is, this is for Vedanta path. But another path is we always talk about that we have constant desire to eat or complete. Yes, but you eat, you feel that you are offering to the mother who is inside your body. You work, you think that you are not working for the job, for the boss, you are working for your Ishta Devata, Rama Krishna. Think you are doing for Shiva or Kali, Ma Kali. Then your work, job will be no more job, it will be spiritual sadhana. So, like that, we can transform in the path that it is all belongs to God. I am His servant. This attitude, then whole day becomes sadhana. We do not have extra time only to sit and meditate and detach. I'm not this, not this, not this. You have no time. So you have this time. Every work can go on much more effectively only to think that I'm doing for God. That's so that is the bhakti path or applying that. So that will be very good if we have no time for practicing the other way. To attain this Jivanmukti state, what is the serious practice? Serious practice, love God. To attain this Jivanmukti, this freedom, to attain this freedom, what we have to do? We have to only do more sadhana. But how can we do sadhana unless I find joy? So that's why take the Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. That's 4 yogas. Ramakrishna's mission standard formula. Take 4 yogas. When you feel like meditate every day, sometime intimately you and your beloved Lord, then you do karma yoga. Whole day I am done for you, O Lord, I offer it to you, offer it to you, offer it to you. Nothing me, it is you, it is you. Bhakti yoga, prayer, oh Thakur, I try, but my mind, I cannot. I'm not that strong. I fail every day. Please help me. And Jnana Yoga, everything is ephemeral. Why I am so serious? This body, if I die this moment, what will happen to the world? The world will go on happily without me. But I am thinking very valuable. Oh, I. If I don't do that, and who cares how many eyes are here? So if we think like that, then the intensity of suffering will be reduced. And these are all help us to move towards our elimination. Another question, how can we change or eliminate bad habits which are very strongly etched in our mind? What to do when self-exertion is not enough to rectify? Then pray. Cry. Ramakrishna said, cry like a child cries. Oh, Ma, please help me. I am your unwanted child. Please do some. Cry, pray. If other does not. Bad habits are bad. We are all have bad habits. Because we are talking about, we come with a samskaras, bundle of samskaras, everyone. Some good, some bad. And sometimes bad will be there, good will be there. But bad comes, yes, it is a fact. Accept that they are there and they will come. But I am embracing them or I am becoming indifferent to them. That's our thing. Why did Ramakrishna discourage most people from studying Advaita, but Swami Vivekananda encouraged it? Yeah, what has happened, Ramakrishna want everyone to really start from where they are. Swami Vivekananda came and spoke of Vedanta more here in this country. That because unless the primary needs of the body are satisfied, talking about high Vedanta and educate, thinking all the time of the world where we are devoid of food, we are devoid of your comforts of life. Enjoy first. but enjoy in a right manner. That's why Ramakrishna said to go to God and in the bhakti practice more emphasis because he's talking to the audience and they are world teachers. They talk. All Swamiji is not talking about Advaita Vedanta. They go to the 9 volumes. There are all types of discussion, all types of talk he has done. Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. But major theme was in this country focused on Advaita because that philosophy it is understood. That will create a great benefit to the whole world. This fighting going on, my religion, my path, your path, it is going on eternal. So, how to get out of that, Swamiji preached this message here. And what Swamiji preached, did Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva, he emphasized in India more for service to the poor. So, there are different ways and depending on, and there's no contradiction in Ramakrishna's life. Ramakrishna also speaks in gospel, many places, high Vedanta. Rajato Balu, you can find that. So you cannot say that Ramakrishna only Vivekananda said. Vivekananda said in America, those were recorded more, so more of the lectures which had come out, we see is Vedanta. But if Swami Vivekananda's, all the talks and lectures were been collected and had it been printed, then you will have say different picture. So Swamiji, Ramakrishna also speaks for bhakti, he also speaks for jnana, highest Advaita Vedanta he is talking about, and Ashtavakra Samhita he is teaching to Naren, and he is talking all these things. But if it is not collected in one place, and proportionally we see it is not bhakti or jnana, but matters little. We will have to take, the world teachers come to guide us, we according to our need, let us take our food. Like you take the medicine, and receptors are there in the blood. They are waiting. As soon as it goes, they eat their own things. No? So we should be like that. Whatever comes for good for me, eat. Now another question, the same one. After the breakthrough, the mind comes back, although in a different way. What is the best practice after this? After the breakthrough, after you do that, then you have to do nothing. After you have really had a breakthrough to this veil of ignorance, then the mind comes back, although in a different way, that you will see the divine only. But you may, if we have not really gone to the veil of ignorance totally, we may get a glimpse, and then we may find that we have achieved the goal. No. Then this confusion will come. But if it is one really, if one, suppose you one cross the veil of deep dark cloud, and up above you have reached, do you not see the sun shining with full power? Then you come back, you will say it is dark. No. That means you have to reach that point. And if you reach that point, you will come back with your experience. It is all like nothing.
Like a Jivanmukti you believe in
Yeah.
after coming back.
After coming back. Yeah. The practice is that it is called, of course, it is said the Tattva Bhasa. Ramakrishna said, a musician, after he being expert musician. So what, after being expert musician, do they give up music? Or music become their part? They are going to bathroom, they are going to the driving, always going on. Because that becomes a part of their life. No more music was one thing, I am learning music. That was the beginning stage. My tune, my voice is not coming and the tune is not coming. No? And when you become expert, it becomes a part of your life. Music does not separate you. You cannot give up music. Similarly, spirituality one is a foreign thing for us. I will get it by meditation. I will do it by Jnana Yoga. I will do this by Karma Yoga. All this is only done, and if one reaches there, then it becomes a part of. There is nothing but that reality. In every pore of the body, that experience will come. That is the way the scriptures say, the Upanishads say. Okay, thank you all. Jai Ma. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. See you tomorrow at 7:30 in the gospel class. Jai Ma.